But what I guess what I'm excited to talk to you about is more of building maybe a potentially like ongoing relationship than just like, this one-off project. Because the reality is I want to continue to make art full time. I want that to be my job. And I want to build the right team of people around me that are going to help kind of set everything up for success.
I think this thing that you've put together is brilliant.
Thank you.
And I wonder what will happen. I mean, I know that you want the end result, and after the 90 days, what will happen though? Will you whittle this into one film, or what will happen with it from here?
What I would like to see happen at the end is get some kind of closure or climax to the project. I don't care if that's Neil saying, hey, like, you're not ready. Like, we're not going to put your art in Moma. It doesn't bother me. I just don't want to get to the end and be like, well, shoot, we tried to do this for 90 days. Yeah. We still don't really know how it works or like how an artist gets in. Okay. That would be like anticlimactic for me. Now, beyond that, I just want to find a way to continue to make art full time.
So does your family like inspire what you do in your art?
Yeah, I mean, my whole family is like creative in their own ways. So my dad was a photographer before I was born, and actually a lot of the pieces that I'm doing are like his old photographs that he took. And it then kind of transitioned to just being an art collector. So he collects primarily Haitian art, and so our house is kind of like a museum of Haitian art. My mom's creative and makes like mosaics and jewelry and like sculpture type stuff, and then me. And then my grandma obviously is also a painter. So it's definitely in the family. Like, everyone does something creative, whether it's like for a profession or just for fun.
So I guess lastly, like, what happens after your 90 days are?
The magic question, the $1 million question. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I'm going to continue to paint full time, and like, that's just what I'm going to do. So we're exploring a few different options of ways that we can kind of pivot from this project into like a sustainable career in the arts. And so one of them would be taking, like, because we have all of this footage and we only use such a small fraction of it for these daily videos, and so we're probably going to talk to some film companies to potentially make a documentary and just turn it into a feature film. If that were the case, I would probably write a book about like just the experience of like, trying to become a full-time artist and like what I learned and whatnot to coordinate with the launch of the movie. But that aside, I mean, I'm going to continue to promote my art and keep trying to break into the SF art scene. Whether or not I get into Moma at this point, I mean, it matters to me, but it doesn't really matter because I've already gotten like so much fulfillment and connections and experience in this project that it's already like really a success, I guess, in my mind. What I'm working on now tonight is actually redesigning my BlakeJamieson.com website, and I'm looking for a WordPress theme. Actually, I think I just found one that is like a really clean, simple artist portfolio, because I'm going to take what used to be my digital marketing site for my consulting and advising and public speaking and that kind of thing and change it over completely to artist, which is kind of a big step for me, because leaving that site up as a digital marketer was kind of like a fallback plan. Like, it's like my safety net, right? If this doesn't work out, I could just go back to digital marketing and pick up where I left off in that like career path. But the reality is that that's not what I want to do. I want to continue to paint. Changing my site from like I'm a digital marketer to I'm an artist, in my mind, is a huge deal. And as we're kind of finishing up, this third month, it's crazy that time has flown so much. I'm like really trying to set myself up to have a really nice runway into being a full-time artist and just having that be my life, not just like a 90-day project. So all good things. Stay awesome.